What's up, Rams, and welcome back to yet another week of Cam's Corner. Here to give you a rundown on everything going on with Colorado State Athletics. My name's Cameron Evig. The NFL is 1/4 of the way through its season, and I'll give you my main takeaways from these first 4 weeks. Plus, I was finally wrong. See which Ram squad proved their worth and shut me up after their matchup last weekend. All that and more on Cam's Corner, starting right now. Kicking things off with some pro action. Now that the NFL is nearly a quarter of the way done with its regular season, I thought it was a good as time as ever to go over my main takeaways throughout these first 4 weeks. Here's the top 3 things I'm keeping an eye on during this early season push. To start, the Los Angeles Rams are looking like the best team in football, and it really isn't close. Look, you gotta beat the best to be the best, and that's exactly what Matthew Stafford and the Rams did when they took down the Buccaneers last Sunday. Beating Tom Brady and company is always a tough task, and doing so proves what many thought when they added Stafford in the offseason, that LA is a championship-level squad, with number 9 under center, not Jared Goff. Yeah, what can you say about this Rams squad? Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald, two of the best at their position. Cam Akers' injury, you thought that was going to hold him back just a little bit, but it's not gonna. Cooper Kupp is going crazy right now. Wide receiver 1 on this Rams squad. Robert Woods not showing up as much, but this team looks phenomenal. Would not be surprised to see him in the Super Bowl. Next up, it's pretty clear that the Titans have literally been given a free playoff spot. Now, coming into the season, we expected the Titans to win their division and to be a strong team. But right now, it looks like they'll easily take the AFC South. They don't scare me at all, though. Tennessee is 2-1 on the season with a blowout loss to the Cardinals, an overtime game with the Seahawks that they should have lost, and a 9-point win against an underwhelming and injured Colts team. And although the addition of Julio Jones isn't exactly living up to the hype in Nashville, the other 3 squads in the division are the 0-3 Jaguars, the 1-2 Texans, and of course the Colts, who had their best player guard Quentin Nelson carted off the field last week. I feel like an 8-9 record could easily take this division. And last but not least, I want to talk about how wild the wildcard race will be for the NFC and the AFC. The Raiders, Broncos, Panthers are all undefeated, and if you guessed that, then you're insane. But this wildcard race is going to be crazy, and it's going to come down to 8 teams. In the AFC, the Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, and Ravens will all be fighting for those 3 spots. Obviously, one of these teams has to win the AFC West, but the other 2 are going to have to fight with Lamar Jackson for playoff spots. On the other hand, the NFC is also going to come down to 3 teams from the same division, with the 49ers, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks, as well as the Saints and the Panthers, all aiming for postseason appearances. Unfortunately for Carolina fans, their Cinderella story is going to end short, especially now that Christian McCaffrey is going to be out for a couple of weeks, and expect the Saints to get on track soon with a healthy Alvin Kamara and their solid defense. And speaking of defense, the Seahawks D has struggled like it usually does, but Danger Russ will find a way to get his team to the playoffs. He always does. This battle in the NFC will come down to the very last week to see who gets those final playoff spots. Mark my words. And now, it's that time you've all been waiting for, the Ram play of the week. And for the first time, probably ever, I have to admit that I was wrong. Because this week's Ram of the week is the entire CSU football team. Now, you might be wondering why that's the case when they took a 10-point out to Iowa. But being a 1-2 team in the Mountain West and only losing by 10 to a top 5 team in the nation is a massive win for the Rams. Like most people, I assumed that this was going to be a blowout in favor of the Hawkeyes, but the Rams fought, and they fought hard, even going up 14-7 at one point. Coach Adazio's squad hit a real shot to win this one, and if it wasn't for that fumbled handoff to start the second half, this road trip could have finished much differently. All in all, the Rams exceeded expectations and made all of the Ramley very proud last Saturday. And from that very same game comes the play of the week. Now, before we get into the play of the week, let's watch this first clip because not all plays start off with sunshines and rainbows. Sometimes you're going to take a punch and you got to stand right back up, and that's exactly what Robert Floyd does on this play. Floyd gets absolutely toasted by Keegan Johnson here. A huge pickup for the Hawkeyes, but on the very next possession, as you will see, Robert Floyd comes back and says, give me this ball, picks off the screen pass and is going to take it a very long distance to set the Rams in almost the red zone at about the 23-yard line, which eventually leads to a Rams touchdown. Good play there by Robert Floyd. He gets our play of the week. And well, Ram fans, that's all the sports I have for you tonight. Be sure to catch up on the Monday show for more sporting news. But don't go anywhere just yet. Tom Isaacson will end tonight's show by giving you all the spice and entertainment.